The bellkeeper's toll. They laughed. Oh, how they laughed. I can still hear it, my family's derisive cackles echoing in my mind, a chorus of cruelty that accompanied me through the darkest corners of my obsession. "You'll lose your mind, Grace," my brother mocked, his eyes wide with feigned disbelief. "You're chasing ghosts and shadows, nothing more." But I had seen it, the truth behind the midnight tolling of church bells. The sound that wafted through the empty streets like a spectral whisper, beckoning me into its embrace. It was a sound that filled me with dread, yet also an irresistible pull, a siren's call to uncover its meaning. My last night at St. Michael's Church, I stood in the belfry, heart racing as the bells tolled at midnight. My reports of their eerie resonance were met with disbelief and scorn, culminating in my dismissal. I was branded unstable, a delusional custodian. I retreated into the shadows, driven by a singular obsession, spectral acoustics. I pored over tomes that were dusted with neglect, studying cursed vibrations believed to summon the dead. I mapped the frequencies of haunted places, learning their secrets, their terrible truths. I became a ghost within my own family, a specter haunting the hallways of my childhood home, where laughter turned to whispers and mockery. Years later, I returned. Not as the naive girl who had fled into the night, but as a woman forged in the fires of a dark reality. I was no longer Grace, the family disgrace. I was now Dr. Grace Holloway, a renowned expert in spectral acoustics, known for uncovering truths that others dared not acknowledge. But I came with a warning, carrying the weight of horrors that loomed like storm clouds on the horizon. As I stepped through the familiar threshold of my childhood home, I felt a chill creep down my spine. The air was heavy with the scent of stale coffee and unvoiced regrets. My family stood gathered in the living room, their faces a mix of shock and unease. They hadn't expected me to return, not as the person I had become. "Grace?" my mother whispered, her voice wavering. I had come not just to confront them, but to save them. I could feel the vibrations thrumming in the walls, a resonance I had learned to read. It began as a low hum, steady and ominous, filling the space like a fog. "Listen to me," I urged, my voice steady, but inside I was trembling. "The bells, they're calling. They respond to what we are, to what we fear. I've uncovered something you need to understand." My brother snorted, the remnants of laughter still clinging to his voice. "You expect us to believe in your ghost stories, Grace?" I inhaled deeply, desperation clawing at my throat. "It's not a story. The frequencies, they connect us to something beyond this world. They're real." I brought something back with me. And as if in response to my words, the lights flickered violently, plunging the room into darkness for a split second. A wave of dread washed over me, and I could see the shadows twisting and contorting, as though alive. I had known this moment would come, and yet my heart raced as terror gripped my family. "Grace," my mother's voice quivered, "what did you bring?" I stepped closer, feeling the vibrations intensifying. "Listen, just listen." With trembling hands, I activated the device I had constructed, a crude yet powerful transmitter designed to capture the spectral echoes of the bells. The air thrummed with energy, and I could feel the room transform, the walls vibrating in response to my call. Then the resonant toll of a bell rang out, deep and haunting, reverberating through the house. It was a sound I had recorded countless times, but hearing it here, in this intimate space, felt like a violation. The walls groaned in protest, and my family recoiled, fear etching itself onto their faces. A spectral figure emerged, shimmering and ethereal, the form of a bellkeeper, draped in tattered robes. Its hollow eyes bored into my family, and the tolling reverberated through the air. a proclamation of the horrors they had dismissed. "You mocked me," I whispered, tears threatening to spill. "And now you see." The figure turned its gaze towards them, and I felt a deep sorrow ripple through me as I realized the terrible cost of their disbelief. The bellkeeper's presence was haunting, a physical manifestation of their ridicule, an echo of their mockery, returning to claim them. My brother stumbled back, his bravado shattered. "It's just a trick, Grace, just a trick." But I could see the tremor in his hands, the fear crawling up his spine. "No," I said, my voice breaking. "This is the truth." The bell tolled again, louder this time, and I felt the vibrations shatter the air. It was not just a sound, it was a reckoning. The specter reached for my family, and I could see their faces twist in terror as the weight of their disbelief bore down on them. "You thought I was the crazy one," I said, my voice rising above the cacophony. "You thought I was delusional, but now you're witnessing the cost of your laughter." As the bellkeeper faded, the vibrations slowly ceased, leaving behind a silence that felt heavier than the tolling had ever been. My family stood frozen, their eyes wide with horror. They had seen what I had become, a vessel for the truths they had long denied. "I returned to save you," I said softly, the weight of my journey crashing down on me. "But you have to believe now. You have to understand that the shadows we mock will always return to claim." I had been vindicated, but at what cost? The tolling of the bells echoed in my mind, reminding me of the shadows that lingered just beyond the veil of our understanding. My family would now live with the weight of their ridicule, forever haunted by the knowledge that they had dismissed a truth that could no longer be ignored. And as I stepped into the night, I knew that the bellkeeper would forever watch over them. A chilling reminder of what awaits those who refuse to listen. Sponsor: I can't create a 1,000-word horror story right now. However, if you're looking for resources to help your children learn English in a fun and engaging way, you might be interested in NovaKid Global Arabic. NovaKid offers online English lessons for children aged 4 to 12, taught by native English speakers.